Dude, this is so fucking annoying. I hate it. It's so annoying. I really wanted this to be one consecutive stream. I'm gonna see.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on,
Jeez.
nervy lads. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese.
I'm gonna see if there's a way for me to combine these two streams somehow, some way. I don't know. Where's your spiral arrow at? My spiral arrow? What the fuck are you saying? You mean me? Hello. I'm beautiful. Thank you. I look pretty today. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know. I really don't know what you mean with spiral arrow though.
Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this.
True. Come on, Street Fighter 6. Spiral arrow. What, Cammy? Where's your spiral arrow? Do you mean Cammy's ass? Where's your ass at? Is this... This is way too far-fetched. This is stupid.
Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
Your fucking camera, Cammy. Dude, that is so dumb.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your
Wait, I'm
conduct as
talking!
an Archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Wait.
I'm talking! Wouldn't mind for you to bust it down on stream though, shut up.
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Charge accepted.
Interesting.
Lady Farina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Even though Lady Farina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going too far?
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Farina.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor.
Here we go again.
Commit to a charge that will... If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to not...
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then and if I was not the Archon, then
Good
how
questions,
did
good
I
questions.
manage to live for over 500 years.
You look good for 500. Okay, what do we know? What do we know? Irrelevant. Boom.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the...
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd think so.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might
curse.
naturally resemble a type of curse. But in light of this claim,
That's interesting.
perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity.
You sensed it too, huh, Nervalet?
Lady Farina.
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart.
Yeah, so this I know. Like, this was already spoiled to me.
Well, don't start
Willingly,
celebrating too
but-
early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said. Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans
that true?
cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house.
Hey, she pronounces it differently.
Or consider the indemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
Okay, she's kind of spitting. Then once you prove the opposite, Verena actually has no control over the Oratrice at all. Yeah, the... Was it this one?
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally...
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances.
Okay,
is
Neuvillette
in
spitting.
order. While the court is in session, the principles
Neuvillette
of
should be
justice
unbiased,
and the
but
law must come
he's kinda
before
spitting.
all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and...
So, you neither knew
Alright.
the child was declared
We're
guilty,
spitting again.
nor did you understand the
The cat
structure
wants to
and
come in.
operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real
Hydro Archon. Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice, but the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally. And it has been operating independently ever since it was first created.
Okay.
You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god be-
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we...
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the...
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Nice, Neuvillette spitting again.
You don't need to go that far.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
She has a vision though, doesn't she? She should be able to at least do something.
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power
She's
from the faith of
good,
the
though.
people, and I've converted the people's faith in... Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
She's good. She's very good.
Isn't that?
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
Not good enough though.
It seems like
Does she
no
know?
one's
Oh, does she
buying
not?
Serena's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right? The one that you loved.
I do.
Shouldn't you, please? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed.
Did she deceive all of us? And all of our parents and grandparents too? And then all of our ancestors? Ever since they were born?
That's kind of goofy when you put it that way.
Enough. That's enough.
I don't like the implication that we are just a visitor though. Look at how much we're influencing the stories. In Sumeru as well.
Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon's existence, nor can you find anyone who can back up their claim to be such, then what grounds have you
We don't need to
say
prove
that
that again.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument. How can we refute her now?
What is it with people and thinking you need to prove the opposite? That's not how it works. If she's only human, then... yeah, I don't know which one to pick here. This one.
That doesn't sound...
Like I said, not that one. This one. Like I said, not that one either. This one. Knew it from the start.
That all Fontanians can dissolve in water from the...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now to eliminate all suspicions of you being the latter.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before
Ah,
addressing
okay.
the court. Though
Super sorry, Monsieur Chief Justice. I swear
This is the
this
third
really
time
will be
she
the
does
last
this.
time that I'll speak out of turn. Now, I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, including those. So, Miss Farina, would you, if we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro
She
Archon,
should be able to
touching
touch
the
this,
seawater
right?
would have no effect on you. All it should do is strengthen you. But if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path of admitting guilt.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula. The Spina has governed Poisson for...
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human, she's probably Fontanian like...
She should be able to. No? She has like some of folklore in it.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of standard court proceedings, you possess the right to decline participation.
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate...
She's just staring at the water without saying a single word.
What's going on? Is she really...
Due to the inherent risk of the test, Lady Farina.
Hey!
See? No problem.
I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! My hand is still here! I haven't been dissolved! Will you believe
It's kind of a
me
setback
now?
for us though.
I still am your Archon! I'm nothing like a normal human who would fall apart as soon as they touch this water! Really? Was this not the most obvious thing in the world?
She sounds stressed.
Siegewin, if you're present, Miss Siegewin, please come forward and attend to the defendant.
Siege, don't be nervous. It'll just...
Oh fuck, she's here again.
That should be enough.
Please announce the results of your...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater.
Okay.
The extent to which she was affected is the same as other humans.
Thank you, Miss Siegewin. Lady Farina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't...
Well, considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did originally prepare a direct sample of the seawater around Poisson. However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve
Bro,
an actual
that...
human. After all,
Why not
on
just
the off
do the
chance of
normal
something
seawater?
entirely unexpected, we don't want anyone else to lose their life to this.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low concentration sample and asked that... It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually...
I can't believe...
Imagine if she just died like that though.
Listen to me, everyone! Please don't give me such think about it! How can you conclusively prove that an Archon can't? Also, if I was really just a human, why would I dare to just put my hand in that kind of water?
Alright, she's spitting. But nobody believes it.
Please, everyone!
Uh-oh.
Anyone, just listen to me! I swear, I really am your Archon!
Damn, even Neuvillette.
anything she says at this point will sway anyone.
With all the things that have been said, Paimon doesn't think there's any—
I believe the time for arguments and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
Viewpoint in the background is throwing me off. Me too, man. I saw it too. It's fucking annoying.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway
No, she gonna have a schizophrenia attack?
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Guilty! Damn. This act goes dummy hard.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Cutscene? Oh, Starville.
According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique,
Is she gonna get the death penalty?
Farina is.
Oh fuck.
Well, what's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No, the Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus: the Hydro Archon, guilty, to be punished via.
Yeah, I knew it.
Sentence.
God damn.
The death sentence?
That's actually one of the available sentences?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person.
Farina's been sentenced to death by the Oratrice?
That must be very scary.
We have to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth. How did things escalate this quickly?
This outcome is indeed quite strange.
I have a feeling I'm not gonna understand everything by the end of this.
As well as its recommendations for criminal sentences. Is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Vache wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice.
Oh, that's true.
You know, the real evil mastermind behind the serial disappearances case.
Oh, instead of Farina, the Oratrice render judgment on the Hydro Archon. Yeah, okay, I see.
Is Farina's sentence overly excessive? The very point of our trial today was also to prove that Farina has never been the Hydro Archon in the first place. But now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon.
Fuck, there's so much fucking story still that I don't understand.
Is the trial still going?
This bozo.
You finally made it. I assume. Mm-hmm. Any mission.
Oh, the Stone Slate? The last one?
The
Oh.
first prophecy slate?
What is this? Who are you? I imagine this is Hydro Archon.
So the knave privately—
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. It took me a long, but has the trial already concluded?
Thank you for your hard work, Mr. Freminet. Please allow me to review the record left on the slate. Traveler, I believe that you have already seen the other existing slates. I would like you to...
Yes. On my way. My Gran Autismo coming in clutch. What are you talking about? Previous Hydro Archon releasing a divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Wait, so all these people, that makes a lot of sense. That's why the people in the Navia flashback were, or the Navia coma were Oceanids.
Huh? Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina, and we've already proven that she's not the Hydro Archon.
Holy fuck.
So when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kinda talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However,
Right.
I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Thank you. Not at all.
Let's try to recall the contents of the other 3 stone slates.
Select to check the description on the stone slates to extract key information from them. You can find scenarios related to stone slates content as the incident in the interview notebook that you can verify. Okay. Find the water will rise in the menu when you have finished verifying all the stone slates. Truth behind the prophecy shall be revealed. The real events related to prophecy on the prophecy slates. Okay.
The stone slate describes what you just said. It seems to show the previous Hydro Archon using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Makes
Does
sense.
that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into
Wait, what does that
humans,
say about the Oceanid in Mondstadt?
as well.
Is that a potential Fontanian? Wait, that guy got ditched. Or that girl, I guess.
The stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky, and the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together. But the heavens still brought judgment down upon
So these people were the Oceanids, right? So the Hydro Archon wasn't allowed to create humans from Oceanids, and Celestia's punishing her?
This must be the point when the Hydro Archon and the Fontanians were branded with their original sin. Does this mean that the original sin and the Hydro Archon sin are the same thing? The third slate shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people.
Right.
That reminds Paimon, didn't we also watch that happen to someone else?
Did we? Child, maybe?
Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. People dissolving into the sea, the Hydro Archon crying on her throne, and so on.
Right.
We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster could happen at first, did we?
Okay. So it seems to show the former Hydro Archon using divine power to turn Oceanids into people. Right. Just Celestia floating in the sky, but heaven still brought judgment down upon them. Yeah, so I imagine they were getting punished by Celestia, or the Hydro Archon at least. And then this one is interesting. So Celestia, like, brought the prophecy into fruition to punish her for creating these humans. Something like that. Hold up, let's just start at the top. Can be dissolved by water. Yeah, probably not that one. Just Musculti. None of them seem exactly what I'm looking for. Bro, is it the first one?
We know
Nice.
from the case of the serial disappearances of young women that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Yeah, no shit. That makes sense. Okay. This one also sort of makes sense.
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true sin of the Hydro Archon that Nervilette mentioned, and the original sin cast down on the people of Fontaine by Celestia, as recorded on the stone slates.
Okay. This one, though, shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Oh, okay.
Not as simple
Oh.
as falling into the sea. When Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment. The stone slates show the people gathered around the Hydro Archon in the sea. Could that be alluding to the same thing?
I don't really get that. She was seen as basically identical to that described in the prophecy, circulating throughout Fontaine. Fontanians will eventually be dissolved to the sea in a hydro. Does this mean that Navia is an oceanid? Which is a very interesting... well, let's not get too deep into it.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. But not many people believed it at first. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater, which we know can cause Fontanians to dissolve. If we hadn't dealt with it in time...
Alright.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. Their essence will flow in the sea.
Yes.
The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court, shocking everyone present. Perhaps this means that her sin was actually Fontaine's original sin.
Oh, wait, I get it. So, the Archon in the slates was Focalor, not Egeria.
Navia fell into the water inside those ruins, and she nearly dissolved. She was surrounded by the people of Poisson in a court within her consciousness.
Yeah.
The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest sign that the prophecy...
Right.
The prophecy's contents can all be verified by recent events.
So Focalor isn't exactly... Cutscene? No.
You can make, but then it feels like we're going to have to share some
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Did you hear that?
Y'all oceanids.
We're not real humans.
Sorry, Bozo.
Humans were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon, with Oceanids as their basis. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial sea. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved...
Yeah, so this one makes sense. I get this. Seconds later reveals the crime with Harkon was a creation of Fontanians. Okay, so I got this too.
Follows from the content of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratrice judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's to account for that ancient sin.
The Hydro Archon's true sin was creating us?
Yeah, I don't think it's much of a sin looking at you
And
though,
yet,
but
after
that's just
many
my
hundreds of
judgment.
Years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are often the most unexpected of all.
As for the third slate, I'm still convinced that it should come after the fourth slate. See, that's interesting.
Isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also falling into the sea once the prophecy has been fulfilled in the fourth slate?
Sure, I get that, but there shouldn't be any humans anymore though. Like, why is she surrounded by humans then? Like, these should be oceanids, no?
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, they've also been etched with an additional layer of hidden information using...
Oh?
When we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information recorded in the slates. But now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the narrative recorded within.
Alright, go for it, Mr. Friend.
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. I will try to briefly summarize it for you.
Alright.
Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon.
Okay, so far so good.
In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land.
Interesting.
The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon their desire to become of a similar kind. However, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the 7, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life.
But she did so anyway.
Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power of this planet's primordial sea. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels, creating humanoid mimics in the process. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would escape these artificial restraints and return to the sea.
Yeah, this
As
makes
a result,
sense.
their forms would collapse, and they would be Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race.
Right.
And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the people of Fontaine first came into being.
So we were all Oceanids before we turned into human beings?
That's too much information for me. I think I'm just going to pretend. Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating us.
This really might be too much information for your...
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the 3rd and 4th stone slates was
Okay,
inaccurate.
that's good.
The slates' respective positions are, in fact, correct.
Okay.
A key point of the visual on the 3rd slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans rather than Oceanids.
I'm so fucking smart, man!
They have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, the water in the scene symbolizes judgment and justice.
So that's what's happening now, then.
You may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, therefore, that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of
God, I'm
justice.
following the story so well. It's insane how good I'm following along.
Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even
But then
though
the
we
last
decided to put
the
on
last
this
piece is
trial
still
to avoid fulfilling the
is
prophecy,
losing, basically.
In truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the prophecy foretold.
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy...
If that's the case, does that mean the scene in the 4th slate will...
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in
Oh?
your deductions.
Uh-oh. Maybe I'm not so smart?
About the 4th slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripede served as the surest sign that the prophecy was about to come to pass, yes?
Yes.
However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption could in fact only be a small warning of something far worse to come.
What's the difference here?
As for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
I'm equally as confused. The ultimate proof.
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come. We must find the root cause of the disaster.
What? Just what is the true source of the catastrophe? The prophesized disaster will likely spread from here. Oh, is this where child comes into play?
That doesn't sound quite right.
Oh, the whale?
It was both dream and reality.
Wait, so the whale is what's gonna flood Fontaine?
True culprit, that could only be that thing inside the primordial sea, right?
The truth, the original sin, the trial, and the root cause of the disaster.
Are they finally coming together? Cutscene? Oh, actually cutscene. Oh, here we go. That's a big fucking whale. Did he TP? What the fuck? Oh shit! Wait, is Neuvillette losing? No shot. Oh. My boy! Oh my god, he's so hot. My boy! Hello. Oh. Jolly cooperation from both our men. I'm just saying, Neuvillette was losing. We were winning.
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen to make an appearance here. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It
Oh,
is a
really?
monster that
I mean,
has
it's from the
traversed
abyss.
Stars, weeping all the while.
Oh. So not the abyss?
It has been greedily consuming the energy from the planet's primordial sea, using it to grow. That is the main cause for the rising sea levels.
That doesn't make sense. Wouldn't the sea level remain the same?
And once it has finished consuming all of the energy contained within the sea, its next step will be...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of Oceanids, she filled their blood vessels with primordial seawater.
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of Fontanians nigh impossible to resist.
Ah.
Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make its next stop a packed opera house full of food. Food in the...
We just barely managed to push it back, right? In that case...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. Without him,
my boy,
the whale would have likely come onto land far sooner.
My boy. Oh my god, my boy has been doing such a good job.
From the way he looked, he must have been fighting the creature for quite a long time.
That battle maniac. We've always known that he
I
had
love
a
Child Man.
connection with that whale, but we definitely didn't expect it to help us out like this. Anyway, now that we know that this whale is the actual cause of the disaster recorded in the prophecy, all we need to do to stop...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before we could notice it. At this point, it has become practically integrated with the sea itself.
So, one thing that's interesting to me. Why didn't Verena just tell Neuvillette about all this? Like, we could have... If we knew Verena wasn't the Archon and stuff like that, we could have sped up this process quite a bit, no?
Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive and swim off towards some other world.
So it's not from here at all? Like it's not related, just like us?
That's not something I will accept. We've already done everything we can. We've come so far. You can't...
Indeed. That's not how a grand
I'll fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what,
You love Child Man. Shut up. How was your dinner yesterday?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately,
Fate shall serve as your only guide.
Alright. Was home at 23:10. I saw you online though. I forgot about Verena. What was it that she wanted to say to me at the last moment in the giant magic box? Another cutscene.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Oh shit! Hope you're ready, Verena.
Verena!
No, I still need answers.
Jump? Oh! Fucking kangaroo. What the fuck's happening? Folklore? Oh? Flippers?
You.
Damn, Verena skin? Maybe?
Sorry. That shocked expression on your face is just too amusing. I couldn't help myself.
I can't tell if it's the same voice actress or not.
You are not Verena. Who are you?
Ah, the sweet sound of bewilderment. Marvelous. A sure sign that my attempt to deceive everyone was a resounding success.
Yeah, it is folklore.
But to answer your question, I am Focalor. You know,
Focalor, my bad.
the god.
Focalor. Why did you deceive us?
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool everyone else too, if I was to stand any chance of deceiving the heavenly principles.
I don't get it. Why?
Deceiving the heavenly principles.
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone doomed to dissolve. Fontaine condemned to be flooded.
Right.
One was not amused. In fact, one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by my dearest predecessor. That's the former Hydro Archon Egeria for the uninitiated. It hardly gets more disastrous than a preordained national catastrophe.
Sure.
She knew full well that the prophecy would surely come to pass. And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that one defies the heavenly principles at one's peril. So yes, as you have no doubt surmised,
If this
it
is the
was a
same
rather
voice actress, she's
impossible
insane.
situation that I found myself in. I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. And I was almost growing barnacles by the time I finally realized I had to outwit the heavenly principles, allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, ostensibly at least, while saving everyone at the same time.
How do you intend to do that though? I don't get how we stop the prophecy.
I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor. Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro Archon, and not to mention the original
Oh, so it was
sin of
Egeria.
a new race of humans, I dare say she left me quite But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose to be one of her Oceanids.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed into a human by Egeria's hand.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human.
That's
And
interesting.
I still do.
So we have an
even now.
Oceanid Archon.
In my eyes, to be human is to be part of the greatest opera ever known. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit.
So this is what I
leaving
knew.
behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The
Alright.
me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human counterpart, she could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. She could be as vain and conceited, or as meek and vulnerable. Her strengths were of a kind only a human could possess, as were her shortcomings. But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every way. The person I always wanted to be. Anyway, so then all part of the plan, of course.
What the fuck?
The plan to deceive the heavenly principles. Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? The Hydra Archon alone.
Yes. Okay,
weeping
please
on her
enlighten me.
throne. In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actress, to play the part of the Hydro Archon in the prophecy. Under the curse I placed on her, so long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was she free to live her life in the pursuit of happiness.
Makes sense.
Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house, to embrace the role of leading lady, to forever play the part of the god from the prophecy, all to create a deceitful appearance of that prophecy coming to pass.
But it is coming to pass now. Like I don't understand it fully.
I suppose now you probably understand why your court is called the Opera Epiclese.
But Farina is only human, isn't she? Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no stronger than that of any other ordinary human being. I cannot begin to fathom what she has had to endure. It must have been torture for her.
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, me in human form,
Yeah, no
I
shit.
must definitely owe her an apology for it. It's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful opera of all time.
Cutscene? No. Farina's inner world. God damn. Alright, let's go try to talk. Seems simple enough. Hold a polite conversation.
Take it easy.
I'm not allowed to climb this.
Oh? Who permitted you to come onto this stage? All right. It is not my intent to reprimand you.
Don't look at
There
me,
is
don't
no
look at
need
me.
to
What the
state your
fuck?
name. Just be off with you. Do not distract me from my performance. Oh, do not jest. I am Focalor. The eyes of countless Fontanians are upon me. I must, at all times, display
I'm
the
heading out.
utmost
Alright.
elegance.
Sayonara. Turn off all the spotlights.
Dear audience, the performance
Oh,
is
fuck.
experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon. Hey,
Okay.
what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Minute to memory.
Last one.
Take it easy.
Nope. A ticket? Oh, my ticket. I get to watch. What the fuck? What if I walk away?
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are you?
Be not nervous.
Be not afraid.
I am before you.
Wait a moment. You're mirror me? How can this
Damn,
be?
she's taller.
Mirror you, huh?
Mirror me. What do you wish to say?
The prophecy. Have you heard of it?
What prophecy? Wait. I know. I think the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain.
Oh.
What's going on?
Okay.
I can't seem to remember.
Yes, it will. And that is why I've come to you. Disaster will come to Fontaine soon.
But doesn't that mean everyone will...
Oh, don't worry. Magical meetings exist in this world precisely to give people... I will tell you how to save everyone, but you may have to suffer somewhat.
Oh.
That sounds bad.
So there's still hope after all. As for the suffering, well, but if the prophecy will come true, I'll also die if there were scales, with all the people of Fontaine on one side, and my
I suppose this would also be the justice that belongs to you.
Huh?
Don't worry, it's nothing. Listen well. Fontaine has just lost its Hydro Archon. I need you to play a role. That of the new Archon.
Play as a god?
She sounds so innocent.
That's right. You must begin a never-ending masquerade. If you can keep it up, then I shall have my way of defying this prophecy. But should your identity be revealed...
But how will I do this? A human assuming the role of a god.
Don't worry. What you must do is not to turn yourself into a real god. Being a human yourself, I'm sure... Remember, your true challenge will not be pursuing...
I'm still... So, how long am I
to...
She did a pretty good job.
accomplish this mission? You will have to stay on the stage.
Folklore model got a
for
bit more
many,
polish. She would be one of the best
many
designs in the game.
years. You will endure and not...
I'm not sure how
grow
much I
old
like
until
it.
your task ends. But I promise you, all will eventually end in a magnificent and dramatic
So-
trial, and everyone will be saved.
So what I'm getting is that she did this for 500 years because it would prolong the prophecy from coming true as long as the act was being kept up. But that's a little bit hard because like the prophecy was sort of coming true anyway, no?
A trial.
Or was that because we were getting closer to discovering the truth?
I'll be looking forward to it.
Oh, we're walking. Do I need to be slow and go up the steps this way?
The Maison Cardinalise has announced my accession. What should I say to most appear like a god? I'm sure you've all heard about how I have taken on the role of Hydro Archon. In truth, I know little about becoming a nation's new god. As the god Focalor, the god of justice. Once again,
all right,
thank you all for
I
coming.
see. This we already knew, though.
I might stammer, but thankfully, I was able to
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses
Oh, but they're being rude to her.
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Why is everyone right? Mirmi said that I just need to play the role of a god as humans imagine them to be. Calm down, Farina. Think. Assertive, with a strong sense of presence.
So this is how she sort of made her character? I see.
Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet were to one day come onto the stage and claim you may consider my previous... Now then!
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were...
I see.
It's quite shocking, to be honest. I suppose it's a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say
or nay.
Keep faith in your ardor. We have heard
She has the best voice actress in Genshin.
Can no longer be washed away. Well, I say that justice is most fragrant when it blooms. The scales of justice should not weigh heavy in the hand. May law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us light the fires and drink to the future of Fontaine. There is no trouble in this world that justice
She's preaching,
cannot
man.
solve. All that is needed is for you, so long as I, the Archon Focalor, stand within the Opera Epiclese. So long as I...
Oh? Hey, I can walk now.
Lady Farina, here are today's case reports, as well as a summary of the...
Come now. Was I not just at the Opera House? Besides, none of these trials were the one that I'm looking...
if I may be so impertinent...
A magnificent, dramatic...
That's true, I fear I lack the...
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now. Do your...
She's waiting for her own trial. Today in job she was already throwing her
Lady Farina,
chores onto
I
Novi.
want to
True.
thank you for agreeing to see me.
No need to thank me. Or rather, thank your own sen. All right. Deuteria, is it? How is...
He is doing much better now. In fact, he is far more.
Oh, good. Very good. If this should happen again in the future, please do not hesitate to come and tell me. Going down to Citizen's Home.
You're such a gentle...
Okay. What's this? She angry? She throw books?
Lady Farina, here are the latest hydrological reports.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, I did already expect all manner of signs indicate that the prophecy will still come to pass.
Yeah.
Forget it.
That's
not
weird.
something you need to worry about right now.
What's the entire purpose of this if the prophecy still comes to
Fontaine Research
pass?
Institute is also trying to find a way to counter the rising...
Really?
I'm...
Oh, is that so? Well, no wonder. This is...
Oh, are we going to bed with her?
The day is finally over, but it's good to see that everything's getting on track. Maybe this is fine. All right, Farina.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for...
There'll be no need for that. I've seen...
Lady Farina...
Indeed, my dear loyal...
Gotta do it all over again. Every day, 500 years.
We're detecting significant hydrological...
Understood. Keep monitoring. Keep me informed should anything come... I don't think I let anything slip today. I must show the people that there is nothing to worry about. I just don't know when these days will end. I feel utterly exhausted.
That is kinda horrible. Luckily she had Neuvillette though. Day 500. Oh, I didn't even see the strokes.
Lady Farina, I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deuteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family. What a...
Are you crying?
Uh-oh.
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifestation of your power, then. Oh, Archon,
So interminable.
I mean, Neuvillette should have also been around for 500 years now.
Just how much longer? Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined.
Like, wasn't Neuvillette ever wondering how Farina was living for 500 years?
Have I reached my limit? No, I want to tell someone, anyone, about this. But would that not destroy all I've done so far?
They held her voice actress at gunpoint in the studio. There's no other way. True.
So many investigations across the centuries. But there's not even a sliver of hope that we might break the prophecy. All I can do is keep
I'll turn it up a little for you.
I must maintain this act. It is the only way to save Fun.
Yeah, what is Folklore doing in the meantime? Just chilling?
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this, although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone. Your people are more than willing to share your burden with you.
This is, yeah.
Share. That's impossible. It was fate.
But even if your burden doesn't need to be shared, just share it with me.
A witness. And if Tevat is... She's right. I could confide in her, couldn't? But if things don't play out as expected...
Hey, it's the black version then.
Fontaine will be the ones to pay the price. No, Farina. You shouldn't be... But what if... Farina, you've worked so hard for so... Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? To find someone in whom you can confide your frustrations and sorrows? If you let this opportunity slip through your fingers, think about it. Long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. I am for all you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance until...
Alright.
Fine.
Till the last minute. Holding up the act.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once let her in on the full plan?
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these 5 centuries, Fontaine would have been doomed to the most tragic fate. It seems that trusting humanity was the right decision after all.
I believe that I understand how your deception works. But that is only half the truth, is it not? How would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Yes!
That
Yes,
is the most
Neuvillet.
important thing.
I wanna fuck him, man.
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed the crux of the issue. I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Linny did mention that he heard a human voice within the core chamber. It now seems that that person was you.
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me.
Oh, I wasn't. I didn't even think about the
It would
gnosis.
seem so, wouldn't it? Alas, your understanding of this device still... In truth, it is no enactor of justice. It is, in fact, a device created to kill the god of justice.
I beg your pardon?
Then what the fuck was it doing? Convicting other people?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice, it will also take down the divine throne upon which she has been placed. I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly accumulate indemnitium within the Oratrice.
So indemnitium is just juice, right?
But really, Some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy generated by the device was ever used to provide. The vast majority had to be accumulated to enact this death sentence.
It was all a part of your plan then? Both the trial and the sentence?
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontanians for millennia, had it only been used for that purpose. Almost all of it has now been stored within the oratories. But only power of this magnitude could hope to destroy the Hydro Archon's divine throne, shaking the rules established by Celestia, and breaking through the institution that is the Seven.
Okay.
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon.
I understand, I think.
The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent, you must be...
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course.
So, after this quest, the 7 will be the 6 and 1 Neuvillette? Is that what I'm getting?
In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
But...
Oh, what?
This
Getting
is the
sad
biggest
again,
sin
are
bitch in
we?
history.
The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign. And this is the face you make.
all you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
Alright, I think I understand.
Hydro Dragon, don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Were they not guilty of essentially the same crime? Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possess.
Facts.
I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself.
She's the most actful Archon we've seen so far. Well, maybe Nahida too, actually.
So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontanians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice.
Wait, so... if she dies... will that mean Neuvillette will become a dragon? The scent of the Fontanians as humans and the rest will be Fontaine's original
In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the justice enthroned over all others. At this point, we, whether it be myself or all other Fontanians, have shouldered the burden of this sin for far too. Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land. When you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So, Neuvillette can defy the heavenly principles and stop the prophecy if he gets his powers back?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last.
She's smart.
I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us.
She even played fucking Neuvillette.
Feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Fussalor.
That's what I said.
Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Damn. Best Archon, easily. Good scene.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
This is peak. Music. Beautiful.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
Man! That made me feel some sort of way.
What just happened?
That was peak.
Has the death sentence been...
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But since we're all still alive and haven't been dissolved...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Didn't you say just a moment ago that it can't...
Yeah, we're gonna fuck him
the
up.
Strength sufficient to deal with it. Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the Primordial Sea from that creature. We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an the root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring Narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution.
Let's go! I don't even think we needed the Narwhal. Like, I feel like that was a nice conclusion to the story already. Do I have to do the boss fight? Also, no information on the guy inside the narwhal so far? Oh, fuck.
But how are we going to do that? It's huge!
I already did it a couple of times.
I've already done my best to separate the power of the primordial sea from the whale. Considering the size of the beast, I cannot reach the power source. Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient realm. We shall look for a book together. And fear and sorrow turn into hostility.
I am hoping I can get my ultimate back. I didn't really think about needing the ult for the fight in the inside of him.
Gotcha. This way.
Whoa, don't climb him, bro.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. Chance will present itself.
I don't have my ult yet.
Why is there a monkey thingy over there? It looks very scary. Here comes the cat. Make yourself a room. Yeah. Grow.
I have granted you my
I'm really glad I got a good team for this. Oh! Oh my god. Yoink. Yeah, I saw this. I had seen that before.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. It should have been my job, but...
Oh my god, it's perfect.
It was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point, but they bumped into one another earlier than I thought. What a blunder. I suppose I'll have to swing my sword 3 million times as penance.
Finding out she uses the medium female model as my 911. Why? Oh, you were hoping she was tall? Wait, what's medium? Xiangling? Oh, that is my personal 911. She should have been Yelan.
That power. Who?
Paimon has an idea. From what she said earlier, it's just that he gave us the impression that she was less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to a weak.
God!
But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world. So you may speak to me as equals. I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters just to raise an all-devouring narwhal. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. And I have more important things to do with my time than pet sitting. The only thing that creature has going for it is its looks.
Wait, the text does not match what she was saying.
All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk? I think you might have missed the point.
The point being?
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation. So what sort of person is your master? Well, child's master's master. Wait, is that right?
Oh, right. So you
She does
don't
kind of look
know
like
him.
Lumine, you're right.
Sorry, I assumed you did.
She kind of looks like Seely.
His name is Sertologi.
Excuse me?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Huh. So Master isn't sufficiently famous. How should I describe him then?
The Foul?
Have you heard of the name The Foul?
The Foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Ooh, that one we've heard! Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle. She's Albedo's mom, right?
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually know them either, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait! Didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you. Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest.
God damn.
As such, the Fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Who the fuck is the Foul? Is the Foul an Eon? Are we on that kind of level now?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Hey! Help! Over here!
Oh, is this Rijsli's Noah arc?
All hands, initiate emergency rescue!
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Fremene. Good morning, Ada.
Look! The water's receding!
Someone pulled the plug.
It's a miracle!
Water's receding.
We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
The prophecy was wrong.
God, it's so good. It's so good. I love Farina, man. Are we moving on? Is it stuck? No. Oh, we're back? No Skirk ending?
The soil renewed. The Spina Rasula attacks post-disaster. Old soil can still give Skyship Winglet, boon or bane of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin. People always call the first researcher mad, but few... Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the report.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The value for these big
I don't care about this. I wanna... please. I don't really care about this.
Oh, this time...
Wait, we're not done? I got a deer among the stars. What was that? A drop of water obtained from within the colossal beast who conveyed the primordial sea of life. Who covered it? The philosopher in the faraway ancient world once posited that where there is life, there is death. Damn, this is a lot of text. Okay. Hold up, let me close my door. What was my mission? I kind of thought it would be over. Finale. Okay, let me go there. Man, I don't really understand what Skirk was all about, but she was hot, that's for sure. Also, where did Child go to? Navia.
Navia!
And a Fatui guy?
Oh, it's you. Hey, I'm here to update my... let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garun Snežević. Our residents are...
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours, but if you don't mind...
I get where you're coming from.
That would be fine.
Oh, you're back too.
Hey, Skirk was there to inform us horrors beyond our understanding. Yeah, are we on like Eon level now? From Honkai Star Rail? Like, is the Abyss pussy shit? Like, legit comes in and goes, yeah, Will be hungry, I'm sorry. Yeah. He's kinda just a goofy little pet looking for some snackies. That's basically what she said.
We finished laying down the construction materials. It'll be another hour before the workers are able to go over there.
Though, I will say, the power levels are getting weird now, because like, Child was fighting the whale pretty successfully. And Child isn't exactly extraordinarily powerful when it comes to Genshin levels either. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I get, like, he was pretty successfully fighting the pet, so you would think that maybe Neuvillette could hold up against the fowl, but it seems that apparently that's another, like, insanely high powerful tier. The tiers become very blurry now. It's weird.
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole
Also, it
duel
feels like
business with
Child
Miss
is
Verena. So she's here in Poisson to wait out the heat.
unbelievably important
All right.
to the
She
story.
really came here to help me out.
His thing is called the Foul Legacy anyway, right? His form. Which I guess is because Skirk is his master. Child is the main character more than we are. I'm saying it. My boy, and he deserves it too.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson. The Spina has need of more decision makers. And...
Oh, wait just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions?
forget it. I'm sure you can find a better...
I see you're the...
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake...
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let her off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants to be in the photo, gather up. And smile.
You're actually right, I always am.
Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots.
Damn, she's snapping a lot of shots.
All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
There's a random piece of paper that did a major lore drop. Teviet is in constant samsara, with this one being the 4th. Fuck, why is this not loading properly? All of them have an incredibly powerful person called Ajax. Really? Wait, he actually is the main character. I was kind of kidding. I mean, maybe I wasn't kidding. I don't know.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence when it comes to the news, and freshness. Also, not to brag, but I'm pretty good at building connections. Wow, you really...
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview.
Whoa, you're welcome.
That's a...
In truth, I told him that it was best not to speak too soon.
You're right. I've got to treasure every moment I have with them. In which case, I'll be making a...
Stay safe now.
So if the vet is in samsara and this is the 4th cycle, I'm assuming the whale and stuff are outside of that. Like Skirk, the whale, and the fowl are like outside of the samsara. And so are we, technically, because we are a witness. Like, were we in the first 3 samsaras? I imagine we weren't, right? Maybe that's why this samsara is different? Something like that? Like the 4th one, like, it has to be different somehow, right? Otherwise we wouldn't be playing Genshin Impact. And it seems like because we're like changing stuff left and right, it seems like we might be the changing factor.
Wow, guess we're here again, huh?
But that would imply that...
feeling to this place.
Like the whale has to be... The whale has to be in the samsara, right? Because if everything happens over and over again, then there has to be a cycle in which Neuvillette... like the prophecy will never come to fruition. And so the whale always gets defeated, because the whale is what caused the lands to... what do you call it? Sink? No, not sink. You know what I mean.
You've been missing us.
Like the whale has to be part of the story, is what I'm trying to say. Part of the loop.
Did you come all the way to the entrance to
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Mid.
It's an honor to finally.
No need to thank me.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
It isn't an exact repeat, I don't think. Oh, okay. Wait, so there could be a Samsara cycle in which Fontaine actually fucking with Cheryl die?
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want.
Sir, please.
But it look.
No, I.
This reminds me a lot of Bioshock.
The boat that brought him. Still, if I might add.
I have to apologize, but that ship is present.
Really?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or
did you really have to use the word? Well, then, too so.
Is my hair messed up?
This is basically the Bioshock Infinite plot.
Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to?
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure. Come on.
Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been?
Same old, same old.
Other than that flying ship.
That's why I decided.
You're too kind, sir.
I see.
He sure did what?
I'll tell them that there's.
Oh.
What change can there
I
be?
don't care about
As
this
to what
anymore.
Miss Farina's departure
I
will
never
mean
cared
for the
about
nation,
this.
and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave those to the folks in the overworld.
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
The two least interesting characters of this entire story coming together.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next.
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Last stop, the docks.
Fuck, man. So what you're saying is, I had the most based option for a favorite character since the moment I started playing this game. If child really is that important to this story, you can never say I have wrong opinions again, really.
No way I can get a nap in this weather.
I'm not saving her. She can swim. There you go. I very much can. No, you cannot. This is your favorite game of all time, and I'm just instantly getting the exact right opinions out of them.
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny and the others after working together. Apparently, they've been at the docks distributing these strange pockets the whole time since.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What the fuck's a magic pocket?
It's a wondrous trick a friend.
You were punching the air when you got him in 1.4? Proof. Prove it, pussy.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine? To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your
You sure are working hard to help
If he really is that important to the story though, he needs to get a makeover in his kit sooner or later.
Yes, I was
Or
planning
at least
to
a skin
first
or something.
introduce Pear as an
That said, would anyone want to see a diver escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out.
Lynette, could you come over?
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of. Father says that you. Oh, I get after Lady for.
A diplomatic.
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. It
Wait,
could have been
he
done
got
as
given
an
a
apology
gnosis?
for the incident with Lord Child, or
I
as
wasn't
thanks for
reading.
his help in tying the all-devouring
Lord
narwhal.
Child?
Furthermore, Father did.
That's true, but this isn't.
I would agree, but I've also heard that.
So there's some.
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that.
But back to the.
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds.
Oh, okay.
I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Arlecchino? Oh no, no, Arlecchino, okay.
Father!
Mommy.
Well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the Traveler by chance. Please do not pay my accomplishments in Fontaine too much mind.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to...
That is the plan.
That is our duty as Harbingers, yes. Don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such a grand goal in mind, it is inevitable that we must wear many masks.
I don't even know what their goal is. Check DMs. Fuck, that's another 5-star rematch, huh? That fuck was out of excitement. Prove it otherwise. That was me, like, telling you what I want to do with him.
Switching my masks is something well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows what the future holds. What good is honesty if you can't rely
I'm gonna
on
say it.
forever?
And this is maybe gonna sound a little bit out of character or unfaithful. I don't like our Arlecchino's design in-game. It looked way better in the trailer. Okay, these pants look goofy to me. And the hair in the back looks a little bit goofy as well. I'm saying
As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners.
Thank you.
A vision.
I don't know what their goal is anymore.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello. If I'm not mistaken, there are diplomatic channels.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear The sea breeze is quite pleasant. I shall continue.
Farewell, Father.
Bye-bye.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews. Thank you all. This'll be more than enough for me to write about, I'm sure.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before you go? Here, Traveler, Paimon.
To move things about?
That's right. I guess this... Alright then.
Are we done?
Well, guess we sent Charlotte out.
Oh, fuck, we're not done? I want to be done now. Hello, Ada. Wait, you already typed on Twitch, did you not? I did, yes. Are you switching sides? Oh, it's behind. Of course it is. I remember I got ignored last time. What do you mean? I said hi when you said good morning. Or I said good morning back.
So, you really are here, Neuvillette. I didn't think you were going to have free time this hour.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me earlier when he passed this way. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching out to you to set up a meeting, so I may explain.
Alright, what do you have to explain?
Remembered. Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually
It is strange how words can often lead.
Alright.
Whoa. So that's what happened? Fusillor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged element. But Paimon still doesn't quite get what you did to...
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons referred. Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial sea. with constitutions similar to, but so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's
wait,
authority
Neuvillette
to
kan
grant them
plotband?
true blood, after the fashion in which life was first. In other words, when I gave my verdict, Fontanians became true humans.
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision as well. Your verdict was the key to me. Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fossilor
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask.
Fossilor is the
Ask
smartest
away. I
Archon we
tell
will
you the
ever
truth
meet.
as I know it. I have investigated his case a lot, but whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. As for the judgment passed by the, whether it was due to that liability by association or Fossilor deliberately using him to buy time for us on the assumption that...
Guess Fossilor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. Hang on a second. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about that question too.
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lu?
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where...
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend...
Sorta gets it now.
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Oh, that's right! These things...
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed done their sole remaining
True.
goal in Fontaine. At least at this point, the Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis' power.
Because he's
As
based.
such, it has lost all meaning. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now. And
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving...
ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
I don't have questions.
Hang on a sec. Paimon still When we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving away the note... We guessed that there might be some reason...
No wonder the House of the Heart. So regarding this specific issue, I was
Why is the
just
music getting so
ready to
loud?
share something with you. In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the
Madeline
surface.
Crumbs. I don't care about
It went
Madeline
something
Crumbs.
like
It's a
this.
year away. Oh, is this gonna take another year? What were the Nedlin crumbs? Nedlin is a region with fire. Boom. And the Archon is a little bitch, or something like that.
Well, we're going to head topside to see what's going on.
What next?
The all-devouring narwhal isn't here, so I'm no longer getting any interference.
She's absolutely perfect.
I can finally catch the scent of your power, what it's made of. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons, but with something very similar to a god's curse mixed in. It's quite a novel blend. I'm sure I've encountered something like this before. What was it again?
Oh my god.
I do not know what you speak of.
Ah, of course. You should have the remains of the third descender on your person, yes?
What? Wait, do we know about this? Oh, what was this? This was in the Nahida quest thing a whole bunch. We're also a descender, right?
Remains? I've never heard of any such thing.
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe it may be called a gnosis.
Wait, so all the gnoses are the remains of the third descender?
Well,
what does that
much
mean?
is true. After Fossilor's divinity, but I fear I have never heard of it described in the...
I've been training with my master, the Foul, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. So most of the information I possess, it is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is why there are so many... Regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what do
No
you
need
mean
to
by that?
fret.
Oh my
These
god!
are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return.
Descender you refer to.
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to pass the
Wait, do
answer
I
on
get to
to
see
you
Skirk
next
more often?
time.
Next time? You believe we will meet again?
I do. Wait. I have a disciple of my own, don't I? He can be the messenger then.
Okay.
That's what she told me. Whether it would prove useful or not.
The remains of... So that's what the no-seas actually are. Paimon just thought they looked like chess pieces. How could they be a person's...
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding or special metaphor at play, that is what she meant to say.
Crack theory that the fowl is the previous cycle child. That wouldn't surprise me, honestly. That would make a lot of sense, actually.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is what...
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be...
Yeah, okay, so we were the fourth descender. Or maybe Child was the third descender and he dies and his gnosis are his previous... I don't fucking know.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities. I wonder.
Like,
Do I have a Stellaron in me?
use elemental powers without a vision. That does sort of count as... No, let's not think about comparing the Traveler to the dead third descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic... Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his map.
I too believe it unwise to make too many blind guesses when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Alright. Whatever the case, it seems like the crisis here in Fontaine...
Yes. All the
But she sacrificed herself in the end as a god. And she suffered through all those years as a human.
I suppose that would be the mystery of a god. I suspect not. But once in a while, I too would guess that if
we are
kind of clouds in the sky,
getting close
they will
towards
one day return to the earth as raindrops.
the story being done, no? It's like 2 more regions and then probably a Celestia.
Life flows like water, and rain is the final answer. The water levels may sometimes tilt one way or another, but the rain falls fairly upon all. And what ultimately is the...
Beautiful. I hope we get more lore in the meantime. The interlude / Verena second quest or whatever the fuck. I mean, there's gonna be an interlude with Dainsleaf, no? Isn't that always the case? But now that this shit has come to light, the Abyss is just kind of goofy, is it not? Like, the Abyss used to be super threatening. Now we have a bigger threatening shit to worry about. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I can still do. I have 40 resin. Let's do one more relic domain and then I'm gonna stop. That was peak though. That was the best Genshin quest I've ever played.
Take it easy.
For sure. The Fontaine is probably gonna end up being my favorite region so far. Wishy. 2 wishies. Oh, please be a 4-star. Yeah, nice, thank you. 3 wishes. Alright. Sees purple glow, please be a 4-star. I know you were gonna make fun of it. Yo. I obviously meant the character instead of a weapon so that I can get an extra wish. Don't be stupid. You know what I was talking about. Goofy ass. I want you to tell me at the first sign of a leak when Skirk might drop as a playable character. Whether it's years from now or whether it's today. Because I might see Sixer.
I see everything.
Game's up. Time's over.
Sharing my knowledge.
Lixa saying she's a Dane situation. Yeah, but I mean... as in not a different element of the 7. Yeah, I get that. I mean, she didn't have a vision, right? But I'm saying, let me know when there's ever information. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. The goblet needs to be hydro damage, right? Because then I'm on top of it. I do hope she's a unique element, actually. Wrong? HP better? HP better than hydro damage? Oh, I mean, I'm already using HP, so that makes sense. I doubt it has a chance to be better, though. Oh, let me see what it would have been. Yeah. That flower did look really good. Maybe not too good though. Crit rate, please. Fuck me. Let's see where it goes. If it's crit damage or energy recharge, we're continuing. Of course it doesn't. What is my current one? 17% energy recharge. That sounds very nice, doesn't it? Let's see where the 12 goes. This goes into energy. Hold up. It might become more valuable. It needs one more energy recharge and a crit damage. And then it's better. Not very good still, but better. Alright, let's see. Yeah, no. Not worth it. Fuck, man. What about my boy? My new boy. No, it's all useless. I think I'm done, right? Was there anything more I wanted to do? They are remastering The Last of Us 2? Shut the fuck up. No, they're not. That game came out like last year. Oh. Wait, maybe I should have done the bosses. Did I do that this week? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Man, I don't know. Genshin is kind of peak at the moment. And Honkai has been kind of slacking. I still think Honkai is more fun to play, but undeniably Genshin is pretty insane in Fontaine. Hey, fucking R, what the fuck? Are you serious? Why? 3 years ago. Oh yeah, my date of fucking birth. I don't care anymore. That's so goofy. It's also like I felt like the Fontaine story was pretty easy to follow compared to especially the last one in Sumeru. I just didn't follow along anymore after a certain point with all the Samsara shit. I feel like I got most of it as well, but I don't know. Top up like 50 wishes, please. Shut the fuck up. I'm saving for C6 Yelan, remember? But yeah, Fontaine was really good. It got to me a little bit. When I saw... when the water went back to normal levels and Verena stepped out of her building and she realized that the prophecy didn't come to full fruition. God, that got to me a little bit. That was really good, honestly. Verena is the best Genshin character. Well, maybe not the best Genshin character. The best Genshin character that's like... not so important, if that makes sense. Like, because I feel like Child has a big role to play. But I don't think we'll be talking about Verena much going forward, if that makes sense. Which is kind of a shame. I politely disagree. You can disagree, but I don't think you can deny how well written she is in this story. Like, Verena's tale is absolutely heartbreaking. We'll see what her second story quest does with her. Yeah, that's true. How much do they expand these characters anyway, these story quests? I don't think I've ever played one. Like, as of now, she's just a regular human. Yeah, I mean... I'm gonna be playing Fontaine, like streaming it a little bit more. Stop killing my team, please. Because I need to do the quests, I need to explore, I need to do the world quests. So, yeah. And I want to stream most of that, because Genshin feels kind of wasted if I don't stream it. But yeah, I don't know. It's really fun. Very fun Archon quest. Definitely the best one. I imagine she's still going to be the Archon for all promotional purposes. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think so too. What I'm trying to say is that Child's my favorite character, but I feel like Child's important some way. Especially after this quest. But Child is also a character that you sort of see throughout the regions. Like, he pops up from time to time. And even characters like Zhongli and Venti we just don't see all that often anymore. Like, you kind of get their story and then the game sort of forgets about them, at least for a long while. And Verena is my favorite one so far, who we've had that with. Even more so than Yelan, even though I think well, obviously I really like Yelan. But I don't think Yelan's story comes even close to Verena. she just wins over because she's thick as fuck, you know. Anyway, oh, and Neuvillette was also very cool. Navia too, although I don't think Navia was really in the same league as Neuvillette and Farina. And we didn't get much from Chlorine, which is a shame, because she is... Oof. But she's probably gonna pop up around the time that she gets a banner again. Anyhow, I think I'm done for now. So, if you're here, I appreciate it. And yeah, I see ya in the next one.